Hello and welcome to some Everquest test server patch notes for July 2024. So these got posted, I guess, earlier this week, and I just saw them. So let's go through it and talk about everything here. The first up, the sodden staff of Kedge's teleport to Dagnar's cauldron no longer places the character underwater. The new location is still potentially dangerous for new or players lower than 15, but you should be less drony. So when you click this staff, currently it puts you in directly in the water right here. If we go to my my warrior here on Vaniki, we can kind of take a look at this and see where it puts us. Where is my staff? Do you not have the staff? Can we claim the staff right now? Oh, you know what? Looking at the wrong window. There we go. Alright, so we'll teleport to Dagnar's cauldron. Kind of take a look at this real quick. I did this the other day and I was like, whoa, that's a terrible spot. And you can see right here, we are right in front of Kedge's Keep, which is, I mean, a very convenient teleport location. But I suspect that players are going to want to be teleported up here where the Agent of Change is. I bet they're going to put us like right here, close to Unrest. I mean, it's really close to Unrest, so I mean, it's definitely a decent spot. But that is what they're changing there. I don't know where it's going, but we'll find out. I don't play on test, so I don't know. Eye of Fear and all tiers of Reign of Fear. Armor template items. Dread touched, dread waste washed, and dread infused arm guards, boots, bracer, gloves, helm, and tunic have been flagged as quest items. Alright, so I'm not 100% sure what that flagging those as quest items does, but it's nice. Maybe you can't sell them to a vendor anymore. Augment 7 of 8 available from Mylea Hercia in the Tides of Time will now be lore equipped based on the stat they give. Interesting. I'm not 100% sure how that is going to affect anything. Now, I'm suspecting that that means you can only have one like dexterity aug, right? For whatever level. But they're lore equipped, so you can't equip like the 125 and the 120. I'm assuming that's what the change is doing, so because they put those in a lore group. Because I believe they're lore already. I don't have that any Tides of Time stuff on that character there that I was just on. Updated the barrels Hero Forge ornaments to drop in all hot zones. Additionally, there's a new updated hot zone that can be picked up at 105. Whoa, new hot zone. That's gonna be cool. Hopefully they have like something better than Defiant drop off this guy. I don't know what the level 100 one was. I never did it because it wasn't worth the time. And maybe it was like Fear itself or something like that. Some terrible zone to get to at lower levels. Let's see here. So yeah, I actually got some of this in Undershore last night on one of these characters. I think I already sent it off. Yeah, I already sent it off to another my mule on the server, so I don't have any, but it dropped. This isn't new armor. This is just gonna drop in all the hot zones now. It looked like a bluish, purplish kind of stuff. So if I can find a full set of that, I'll do a preview of that next time. See here, quests and events. The Final Fuge raid. Yareth will now cast all of her spells as she should. She was previously pretty much doing nothing. Also, Firethorn's signature defense will no longer trigger on spells that cost less than 10 mana, so it should no longer be trigger on procs. Ooh. Well, at least that's just the raid. I think the group mission, like, I'm safe. Safe on that, because I believe I have like all the procs and stuff on my bard and all the characters, so it works out really well. Plus, if you give the weapons pets, it helps break it faster. Territory Echo will now break on Margator out of his spin and increase his speed. This means the speed limit achievement can be achieved using this method. Alright, fixed an issue where Cyan Castine doesn't respond correctly if the player did the 1.5 prequest. So that I believe that is the Shadow Knight Epic 1.5. So yeah, that's nice. I think I started the video for the 1.5 Shadow Knight one a while back, and none of the dialogue options were working. You go to Alakazam, you go to EQ Progress, you go to EQ Resource, right? They have all the text and stuff like that for the quest, but you say the words to them, nothing was working, and I did the 1.0, so maybe that'll be fixed there. The Rise of Marnik quest, not registering the death of the Skeletal Lord. What expansion is that from? Rise of Marnik. Alakazam is the best resource that I've found for all this stuff. Status incomplete. What? Alright, so this is a level 40 quest. What? Alright, I've never seen this quest before in my entire life. I don't even know what expansion this is from. This is crazy. Damage Dagger Marnak. It's a level 30 quest. What expansion is this? Unavailable to 100 or 15. All right. But when were you added to the Dragons of Norath quest? Okay. So that's probably why I've never done it. All right, so that quest got fixed, I guess. Fixed an issue with the Predator of the Sea, not registering the location of the Goblin Camp after it was changed, after the zone was changed. So Predators of the Sea, another quest. I have no idea what this is. Wow, that's surprised that just came up with that. Oh, there's the bug fix post for it. It doesn't even show up here. All right, well, I'm sure I could find it. Let's see here. Omens of War. All right, era expansion obtained from somebody at the docks. Explore the camp. All right, so there we go. There we go. Here's a post. Ocean Currents. This is the quest. So kill 10 sharks, loot some bones. Taskmaster there. Omens of War. All right, so level 1 to level 17. Never done it. There's so many quests. All right, fixed an issue with Into Leviathan's Lair. Let's see what that one gives us. There we go. So this is a Dark Dungeons of, or not Dark Dungeons, Depths of Dark Hollow quest. Undershore. So something there isn't working. Well, it wouldn't allow you to accept a quest with the current amount of people with the correct amount of people in your group. What is the correct amount? 3. All right. I guess it was broken. All right. Reduce the melee and spell damage done by NPCs from level 30 to 75 in heroic adventures. Nice. Including the Tides of Time that use the normal heroic adventures table. Now this is step 1 in fixing some stuff, right? Later this month you'll see the Hobbs and Friends series of mine go through the Tides of Time. I don't know when, but at some point they're going through the Tides of Time, and it is a absolute donkey show of stuff. Like I have characters. Those characters are in like the best gear you can possibly put on a character on live, not counting Viniki, because Viniki's a different story. But the best gear you could possibly put on them, for the most part. And my Shadow Knight gets almost one shot. Like it's a 20,000 per tick dot, and the melee on these things is insane. So. That is fantastic. This will help on TLPs. Like I did this a few weeks ago. We tried doing one of the missions with I think it was with ALED on one of these on the Antique, and we got destroyed by having characters the correct level to zone in. and it was absolute nightmare. You had to use level 2 mages to cheese the missions and stuff like that. So it's crazy. And then next up, the Tides of Time Heroic Adventures reduce the damage on all spells within the Tides of Time. The level 60 range will see this most significant change. Now, hopefully that's not true, because like lower than 60, I was taking 20,000. I think it was like 50 or 55. I was taking 20,000 damage a tick. I don't think it's possible to have 20,000 hit points except for Vaniki on a live level character. Maybe you can. I just I didn't want to put in that much effort to twink out a level 55. Now Vaniki's a different story, because I have like 50,000 hit points at level 1 on or not level 1 but level 55 on a Vanigi character. But yeah, so that's good. That's positive, right? Like that's a positive change. Hopefully that makes it easier to complete without cheesing it. With lower level mages. That's what I had to do to get my gear on Teak. I loaded up 5 mages and a bard, and I just sent them in and I killed everything. It's the only way I could do it using personas. That's how crazy the damage was. Fixed an error in the spell damage scaler for NPCs above 120. This will result in increased spell damage in heroic adventures when the NPC is above level 120. I suspect this will increase the damage on everything from Night of Shadows, maybe Terror of Luckland and beyond. That'd be nice. I've noticed, like, I felt like once I hit 125, everything was just trivial. So hopefully that makes things a little bit harder. Progression servers removed the additional rules acceptance for Eridune and Rezona. When you logged onto those servers, they would tell you that, you're not allowed to box, or you're allowed to box, and I think Rizalona had some kind of like special macro quest agreement or something like that. I don't know. Heard all kinds of rumors, but nothing concrete. But, I guess those are no longer in play there. They just need to remove TrueBox from the game entirely and just let people do what they want. Miscellaneous task replay and request timer chat messages will now show the seconds remaining. Perfect. Corrected an issue with the tribute gain modifier not affecting guild tribute donations. I guess this is Oakland kind of stuff. I don't know of any other servers that have a tribute gain modifier. Improved world performance when a large number of players are online. This is crazy. Like, so Teak is probably the most populated server that I've ever seen. Any time of the day you have 500 plus people in East Commons, and the server has 20 plus picks of every dungeon. It's insane how many people are playing on Teak. So kudos to them for making it possible, right? There's still a queue. Like, I'll try to log on some, like, say like the evening on a weekday, and then there's a queue. Weekend, evening queue. I got a queue in the morning one time. I think it was during like the 4th of July when everybody was off. I got a queue. So like it's good, and the queue is slowly goes away, right? It's getting better and better. So kudos to the team for building a server that people wanted to play on. Even though a lot of people don't like the rule set for some reason, it's so fun to just get random amounts of loot off of a mob. Now you get into the point where it's like, yeah, we just killed the mob that was pretty hard, but he dropped nothing usable by anybody. And the tower gear kind of makes part of that possible, happen, because all 7 tower gear slots are just absolutely useless outside of the tower gear because of how strong that gear is. And it's just going to get worse until December. But it'll all go away at Plains of Power when everybody leaves the server anyway. All right. Made performance improvements to the Trade Skill Depot. That is fantastic. With 1,000 plus items in my depot, it's kind of slow to do anything. Added an option to use who on a player when right-clicking their name. That's great. Saves a lot of time there. Now just add a /report without having to open up a damn web browser, and we can have some fun. UI, minimizing the game's desktop will no longer cause the client to be unresponsive. The game's client desktop window correctly saves its state when camping out. And clicking the close button, the game client once again saves the size and position of its desktop window immediately after removing and resizing the window. Updated the server select screen to fit 1024 by 768 low resolution. With the new UI engine display option disabled, most in-game windows will now save their positions distinctive for each desktop window mode. Restored, maximized full screen. Notable exceptions they are not fixed yet include the main chat window. Fixed an issue where some game windows would reopen automatically after the player opens them. Fixed a visual artifact where the cursor would incorrectly display where it had previously been held, an item. I have an issue where I will change a spell set on a hotbar and the icon will disappear. And I can't see what's on the button until I click on something. So, that's interesting. Reduced game hitching when Alt-Tab is used in full screen. So, a lot of client changes. Hopefully, this fixed the issue. So, I'm on live, right? Well, this is Veniki, right? And I can click off the window. Like here, I'm clicking on my desktop, and it doesn't minimize. Like the way ISBoxer changes the window setting to be full screen windowed versus whatever the nonsense is that the default client does for the full screen, is so much better of quality of life. Hopefully, this makes it so it doesn't minimize the window anymore when you alt tab, right? Because it makes true boxing like a literal nightmare when you're trying to do other things, because you don't have to be like this game is trivial, right? I can turn on attack and hit a social macro that will do all my spells, and I don't even have to look at the screen. But I'd like to be able to read on a web page or something while I'm doing something. It's just kind of annoying that it always minimizes, and it also it hits escape or some nonsense and clears all your targets. It cancels camp if you do that. I think it's just total nonsense. Hopefully they fix all that. They used to have it fixed. I used to have this third-party program I could use that would just change the window from full screen to window to full screen, but that doesn't work anymore. So, unfortunate. Just makes these TLPs terrible. That's why I don't stream the TLP, because every time I click anything, or I would click on the OBS to look at chat or something, it would just minimize it and cause me more issues than I'd care to deal with. The game desktop window once again toggles between maximize and minimize states. All right. And the game client no longer crashes when spamming the Windows D key. Wow, that's crazy. All right, that was previously updated. So that's the patch notes for the test server that'll come out in July. Now, typically, unless something goes wrong, this is exactly what's going to go live on, when is the game update? They put them all on the calendar now. So on the 17th, this will go live, game update. There we go. So unless something goes crazy, this is probably exactly what is going to go live. There might be some grammar changes here, but I don't think as much will change. And so that's what we get for July. Hopefully they do a little bit more in August and we get something cool. I don't know. Now on the 17th, the new tower will come out. So I will be doing a video on that. I'll do a video on the update and stuff like that, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, what I'll do is I'll do the tower at 125, and then when I do the Hobbs and Friends video for around there, I'll do it at I think they're at 65 or 70 right now. So I'll do the tower at that level, and we'll see if they can complete it without dying. That would be fantastic, right? But there we go, and we should get a new tower item also from this month. So we got earrings last month. I'm guessing rings or a belt is going to be the next item. Maybe a range item. I don't know. But thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.